What is up, ladies and gentlemen of TSG? This is Lamb Ninja V, and I am bringing you a Call of Duty Black Ops 3 multiplayer gameplay and commentary. And I would like to give a nice thank you to Thunder for allowing me to appear on his channel again. This is the second time. I have made some significant improvements in gameplay-wise. I have, instead of showing off a LMG defensive gameplay, I am playing very aggressively in this gameplay. I went 68-4. So you're in for a treat for anyone who loves TDM 100. One thing to make note, this was recorded on theater because I also do live streams, and I had my live stream overlay, so I just re-recorded in theater. Sorry. But anyways, let's move on directly to the topic, which is player psychology and how it increases your skill tremendously against opponents. Let's go talk about why player psychology is very important. And if you want to skyrocket your gameplay to levels of like Thunder, for example, if you want to show Thunder, man, I got the guts and skills, maybe you need to learn a little bit of player psychology, because in a way, this goes without saying, knowing the way your enemies think will always keep you ahead. It's a competitive philosophy. No matter what, if you're playing football, if you're versing the Patriots, you gotta know what Bill Belichick is thinking. Obviously, you can make jokes about that, but that's an example. Football is a very psychological sport. You gotta know what your team is going to do and what your enemies are going to do. Not the phrase enemies as in like rivals, as in you want to kill them, but in this sort of example, Call of Duty, you want to kill your enemies. So in a way, you gotta know what players are going to be thinking well before you even start your first movement. So now you're wondering, hey, Lamb Ninja V, what are you thinking? What are you getting on to? Get on to the point. Well, the point I'm saying is, say for an example, you start off in domination. The biggest opening thing, if you're playing competitively, is to get that opening move to cap B. If you know a bunch of players are going to run toward B, prepare yourself. Find a good spot that will allow you to cover B long enough so you can clear the area so you can have your team capture it, or run in there and capture it yourself. Mindlessly running in will get you killed. That's what gets everyone killed. If you just, I think B's clear, let's go, and then some guy is also there waiting for you, which is kind of like reverse psychology in a way. If you predict someone's going to be waiting there as well, then you might want to flank. You might want to find a different tactic to getting that B flag. This goes without saying as well as search and destroy. If you know certain routes players are going to take, find ways to counteract to it. It's critical. I mean, especially in search and destroy, you have one life. So if you can reverse psychology your opponent, you will be able to expect where they're going to be before they even realize that you're going to be there. It's that awesome. I've been doing this for a while, and if you want to come look at my channel, not to brag, I'm pretty successful with it. And now you're wondering, hey, I don't play X game type. What does this have any factor to it? Well, if you're playing Team Deathmatch, for example, knowing where players spawns and what their reactions are going to be in accordance to that will obviously get you a huge advantage. Player spawns and player actions. So now you know where they're going to be spawning when your teammates are not around you or you're by yourself. If you run into a camper, here's a great example of Team Deathmatch. If you run into a camper and he kills you, a smart psychological player will actually switch spots to a different camping spot because he's predicting that you would come back and come for revenge, which is something you could predict as well to counter that play, is to go to a different route and surprise them. Like, this is a philosophy that works in almost every sort of competitive game, whether it's Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, or even League of Legends. If you can outsmart your opponent, it's going to be worthwhile, and it's going to get you more successful and give you the W or win. Of course, there's another type of psychology, which is morale. Now, teams are teams. If they work together, your goal is to crush their belief of winning. Of course, the way I take it, in Team Deathmatch for me, I run Cerberus, Wraith, and Raps. The reason why I run those kill streaks is because I can crush their morale and make them play worse than they normally would. Their morale is going to be terrible. Like in this gameplay, I got it twice. I got all 3 kill streaks twice. Their morale is probably crushed by now. They just want to get out of the game or quit. Some people actually did, but crushing their morale will also help you win in a way, because you're making them think, crap, I'm getting killed. And even if they try to remedy the situation by getting their black cells out, they're getting destroyed by 2 kill streaks, the Raps and the Wraith. And that's going to crush their morale more, because they're thinking, oh, I can shoot these down easily. Well, not if you can, if you get assaulted by both of them. I mean, it's pretty crucial, and it's something that has made me successful for a very long time, and it goes without saying it's a life philosophy as well. If you're doing a job and you can predict things and be there before they actually are there, you're going to impress some people. If it's just a life skill after all. If you can think about that, sometimes it might come in handy. But another factor in player mentality is actually your own. Because if you are angry, say you're running down the hallway, someone's camping around the corner, you get killed, you're mad. That increases your anger. And guess what? You're probably going to be more aggressive. You're wanting to kill that guy. You want to get revenge. Well, you can't let that happen. You can't let the other team beat you. And if you let that happen, they already won. They can just farm kills off of you. And in a way, this goes with saying, just like football, if you're the Patriots and you're destroying the enemy team because you got several touchdowns because you have Tom Brady, you're going to be pretty confident. You're going to be like, oh yeah, we got this in the bag. But that could go against you. If you're feeling too confident, more than likely, you're going to get lazy. And say Tom Brady gets lazy and throws an interception, they score a touchdown because of it. That's what could happen. And you got to be on edge. And in a way, it goes without saying, all sports, again, your psychology matters. If you are calm and happy all the time, you're more than likely going to be a little more focused than being angry. Now, being happy probably means you're probably being casual about things, but just being in general focused. I mean, I'm not some MLG player, but that's just a generic player psychology sort of topic. Anyways, I am not a psychologist. I don't know this. I don't study psychology. Heck, I'm only in college. I don't know all this, but this is just from playing Call of Duty for years. Anyways, the video is coming to a close. I really wish I could talk about this forever. I could talk forever. But I hope you all have a wonderful day. If you enjoyed my commentary, if you enjoyed my gameplay, please take a look at my channel. I do live streams, like I said, but I also post content daily, so you'll never be bored. And once again, thank you, Thunder, for this opportunity again. I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and I will see you guys later.